Welcome to Threats Manager Studio piece by piece. I'm Simone Curzi and I'm going to show you the user interface of Threats Manager Studio, a new tool for threat modeling that you can download for free from threatsmanager.com. Now, this tool is highly customizable and you can extend its functionalities by installing modules that are called extensions. Now, navigating through this tool can be quite overwhelming, particularly when you start. So the intent of this short video is to show you the main concepts around the user interface, to help you to identify where you may find the various tools you need. First of all, please consider that the interface, as said, the set of functions that you can find here depend on the extensions that you have loaded. This is not only true, but the behavior can change depending on the execution mode you are in. In fact, Threats Manager Studio allows to hide or show functionalities based on who you are, based on what you need to do, and at your level of proficiency. To do that, you can go to the File menu and then Options. And here you see the execution mode that in this case is Pioneer. Pioneer is the most complete mode that you can have. Then you can have Expert, which hides some functionalities. Typically with the Pioneer execution mode, you have all the possible functionalities provided by Threats Manager Studio, even the most advanced ones. With Expert, you can use a wide set of functionalities, not the most advanced ones, of course, but still you can do almost everything. You can create your threat model, you can create templates, you have everything that typically is required for threat modeling experience and to create knowledge bases to help others to create their own threat models. Then there is the simplified, which is the mode that has been designed for the rest of us to create threat models. So this is only focused on the creation of threat model, no creation of templates, and it is a highly simplified interface, hiding information that are not strictly required. Then there is the management interface, which doesn't allow anymore you to create threat models, but allows you to consume threat models and essentially to perform activities like integrating it with DevOps systems and to synchronize the status, so to get additional information about activities that are implemented and so on, and to get a good understanding about the residual risk. Finally, there is the business, which is an even more stripped mode. So in this situation, you would have the barely minimum interface, focused essentially on understanding what the risk is. So let's remain with a Pioneer and let's see what the tool provides to us. In the Home ribbon, you will find everything you typically need to create threat models. So we're talking about the analysis of a system, the creation of a diagram, which is covered by the first 3 buttons. Then there is a page that allows you to edit the threat model, the information related to the threat model, the name, description, who participated, assumptions, dependencies, and so on. Then there are tables that allow you to manage the different type of entities, external interactors, processes, data stores. They represent a different way to work with the threat model. The same entities you have in the diagram will be shown here. And this is a convenient way to get a list of the various concepts, the various objects you have in the system. There is the list of flows, which is similar to the previous ones. There is a list of trust boundaries, and then there are two different tools that are very important after you have designed your diagram, in the phase where you are starting to analyze the threats and mitigations. If you go to the threats manager side, used in particular to learn the threat modeling process with TMS, and you go to the threat modeling with TMS threats and mitigations article, you will get a good understanding about how to use best those two tools. Then there is the overview dashboard, which provides a tool to understand what is the risk represented by your system, and to understand what is the roadmap and the effect of the roadmap. This tool is discussed in adding your value in quality and communication. So in threat modeling with TMS, quality and communication. So please go there and learn how to best use that tool to communicate with business stakeholders about the risks that the tool, the solution that you have threat modeled represent, and how to address those risks. So those are the main tools that you use typically when you are in simplified mode, when you need to do the threat model, you're focused on the threat model. Then there is the view ribbon. In the view ribbon, you have the main concepts, the main views that you will use when you work with the definition, with the structure, with the knowledge bases, essentially, that you need to work on to create the templates, or to provide or to extend your threat model in some ways. So, of course, there are 3 buttons that help you to manage the various windows, iterate them, to close the windows, and or to close a specific windows. So that those are very easy. The same buttons, in a way, at least the close all windows are here. This button allows you to close the current window. The second button allows you to close all windows. So you can use also those 2 buttons instead of moving to view and clicking on them. Then there are the configuration lists. The configuration lists provide you a way to work with threat types. In the home ribbon, you have the threat event list. Threat event list shows you the problems that you have identified inside the threat model, the scenario that you are threat modeling. They are based on the definition of problems. So each threat event is an instance of a threat type. And you can see all the different threat types with the threat type list. Again, you have a dictionary of mitigations, and you can access those mitigations in the known mitigation list. The mitigations that you have in the diagram are in the home mitigation list. So those mitigations are those that you have applied to your threat model, the ones that you can find in home. Instead, if you want to get a look at the dictionary, your knowledge base, from which you can pick the different mitigations, you need to go in the no mitigation list. And those 2 lists are linked together by the concept of standard mitigation. So a threat type can have typical mitigations to it. And those typical mitigations are selected, are a few mitigations selected from the non-mitigation list, and they are called standard mitigations. So if you want to see what are the mitigations that are associated to a given threat type, you can go in the threat type list. If you instead want to see the threat types that are linked to a default, to designed to a specific non-mitigation, you go in the non-mitigation list. There is another list here, which is the item templates list. You can essentially create templates for the different entities or flows or trust boundaries. And that allows you to define automatic generation rules more linked to the different types of objects. Not only that, but they allow you to create more easily entities with specific icons, with specific properties. So this is an accelerator and is used to define concepts more easily in your diagram. So you can access the item template list to see what types of items are defined in your system, and they are easily extensible. Of course, you need to be at least in expert mode to access. Rather courage. Item templates list is also available in simplified mode. That has been a recent change. So there is also the property schema list, and the property schema list allows you to extend the metadata. So the different entities that you have in the system are associated the barely minimum set of information. The idea is that we don't want to impose you metadata. You may need a different set of information. So how to approach this? By providing a limited set of information, name and description typically, plus an identifier, a unique identifier. And then you can add your own properties by using the property schema list. The tool already provides a number of property schemas. So you see here the standard set of properties that are automatically created. And you can, at this point, extend at any time with your own metadata. We will see in another video how you can do that. There are also other lists. Those lists are definitely available only in expert mode. So you have the threat actor list, the severity list, and strength list, which allow you to get a look at the various items and the various objects that you can use. The threat actor list is used for scenarios, which is a very advanced topic. The severity list, it shows you the various severities and allows you to define them. And the mitigation list, the strength list allows to see the various strengths and their definition. So that's the view ribbon. Then there is the analyze. The analyze ribbon contains normally only the roadmap. After you install the automatic threat generation, you will see also those three buttons. The AutoGen Rules button is available only in Expert and Pioneer mode. The others are available also for the beginner mode, when you essentially let me check, the simplified mode. Okay, so those three buttons allow you to work with automatic threat generation rule. The first allow you to edit those rules. Editing is really available also from the thread type list and non-mitigation list via context menu, but otherwise, if you want to have a single view to see where they're applied, go to Auto Generals. The second button allows to automatically create the threats and associated mitigations, and if you decide to start over, the third button allows you to do that. The roadmap button instead allows you to define the roadmap by dragging and dropping the various mitigations that you have identified in three different categories. Those that are needed to be done first, then the intermediate, and then the what can be done later. So this is an important way to essentially to split the activities and to prioritize. Then there is the import ribbon. In the import ribbon, you have functionalities to import a template. So this allows to import predefined template that you can download from the site or you create yourself. So currently there is only a template, Azure Pass Core. You can download it, and then you can import it using this button. There is the Merge Threat Models and Template button, which provides you a simple interface to selectively import a single objects from a threat model or from a template. So this is another convenient way to reuse part of an existing threat model inside yours. Then there is also it allows to do differences and understand what are the differences between two threat models or a threat model and a template. The import KPEG threads allows to import threat types from the KPEG repository. Import document, this is provided only if you are if you have installed the Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool import extension, and allows you to import documents implemented with the Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool or templates implemented with Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool. Then there is the export ribbon, from which you can create reports, Word report, Excel report, and simplified Excel report, or you can export a template. The export template is available only if you are in expert mode or pioneer mode. Then the review, this is installed with the quality extension, so you can essentially analyze your threat model to understand its quality using 27 different parameters. The set of parameters will be extended in the future. And then with the help ribbon, you can get information. Now this help, how does it work? The help ribbon, the tool, when you start the tool, it loads a list, a tree of the various documents present in the system. This is downloaded from downloads.threatsmanager.com, and this defines essentially the list of the various topics and where they are. So this definition is defined as a JSON file in that system. So the too long don't read version is that you get every time an updated list. Every time you open the tool, you get an updated list of all the documents available. And from here, you can click and get information with the convenience of using the tool without exiting it. You can decide to copy the URL, current URL, open in browser. You can move to different level of experience, and also you can access a list of troubleshooting pages. So if you have a problem, those pages may help you to address that problem more easily. So This is the interface. There is the last thing. With this button you can add counters at any time. So this is the way you can add the counters, and if you want to remove, you simply double click and then you click remove. This allows also to switch with a double click to a different counter at any time. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much.